Breaking news! Something's unraveling in Baltimore, and it's not just the scoreboard. The headlines are focused on the loss to the Chiefs, but what's really igniting the fan base is something deeper, something unsettling. The sideline behavior, the post-game silence, and the body language of the team have sparked a storm of questions that no one in the building seems willing to answer. What's going on behind closed doors? Is this just a cold start to the season, or is there a bigger problem brewing in the Ravens locker room? But before we move on, make sure you hit that like button if you're a true Ravens fan. It's always amazing to see fans of all ages supporting this team. And if you feel like it, comment, "Go Ravens," down below to let us know you're still riding with this flock no matter what. Let's get into the full story. The Ravens were embarrassed. There's no other way to say it. 37-20 against Kansas City, and somehow, that score makes it look better than what we actually saw on the field. Justice Hill's late-game burst was a cosmetic band-aid on a game that was already over. The Ravens were outplayed, outcoached, and outclassed. And now, this team is sitting at 1-3. That's not a fluke. That's not bad luck. That's a problem. But what's got Ravens Nation absolutely on fire right now isn't just the scoreboard, it's what happened on the sideline. Lamar Jackson, the heart and soul of this team, the franchise quarterback, sat out the final stretch of the game with a hamstring issue. And yes, it sparked an ugly question among the fan base. Did Lamar quit? Now let's be real. Lamar didn't storm off the field. He didn't demand to come out. He was seen with his leg wrapped, sitting quietly on the bench. And if this game had been close, would he have returned? Probably. Almost certainly. But it wasn't close. The Ravens were down 3 scores, and in that moment, the decision was likely made to preserve him for the long haul. But that's not how fans are seeing it. To some, it looked like a white flag, a sign that the leader of this team was done fighting. In a game that was already slipping away, Lamar's exit became the symbol of everything going wrong. A lack of fire, a lack of toughness, a lack of identity, and fair or not, perception matters. Leadership isn't just about talent. It's about resilience, grit, and setting the tone, especially when things are falling apart. And in that moment, fans didn't see a warrior refusing to go down without a fight. They saw their leader take a seat. They saw Patrick Mahomes dominate on one side and Lamar disappear on the other. It's not a good look, and it's triggered something deeper than just disappointment. Because it's not just Lamar. The whole team looked soft. That's what fans are saying. They looked unprepared, uninspired, and unmotivated. And that brings us straight to the head coach, John Harbaugh. For the first time in his Ravens career, fans aren't just questioning Harbaugh's decisions. They're questioning his presence. There's a growing belief that the team has stopped responding to him. That his message, whatever it is, isn't reaching the locker room anymore. And when you've lost 3 out of your first 4 games, and your one win is against the Cleveland Browns, it's hard to defend the status quo. The argument is simple. Harbaugh's teams used to be known for toughness, discipline, and physicality. That's not what we're seeing now. Week after week, this team gets punched in the mouth, and they don't punch back. That's not just a bad game plan. That's culture, and culture comes from the top. Then there's the defense, what used to be the calling card of this franchise. But this year, injuries are piling up. The front 4 can't generate pressure, and the secondary is in shambles. Marlon Humphrey, Kyle Van Noy, Marcus Williams, Travis Jones, Broderick Washington, this unit is gutted. And that's why fans are now begging for the front office to make a move. Trade for someone, anyone, a dominant interior presence, an edge rusher, somebody who can stop the bleeding. Because the current personnel, even when healthy, might not be enough. And what about the offense? Todd Monken was brought in to elevate this group, to unlock Lamar and create a more modern, explosive attack. But through 4 weeks, the offense looks lost, predictable, passive. The run game is non-existent. The passing game is inconsistent. And Monken? He's not adapting. He's not scheming around weaknesses. And it's killing the momentum. Fans are already asking, has the league figured him out? So where do the Ravens go from here? There's talent. Nobody's denying that. Lamar Jackson, Zay Flowers, Derrick Henry, Kyle Hamilton, Roquan Smith. There's enough raw ability on this roster to win games. But right now, the issue isn't ability, it's attitude. It's energy. It's the will to compete. And that's what fans are questioning more than anything. It's not just about the scoreboard anymore. This is about what kind of team the Baltimore Ravens want to be. Because after 4 weeks, what we're seeing is a team in crisis, not just in execution but in identity. And it starts from the inside out. Let's go back to the idea that the Ravens are soft. That may sound harsh, but it's exactly what fans are screaming all over social media. This isn't just about getting beat by Kansas City. It's about how they got beat. The Ravens didn't lose on a fluke play or a bad call. They got bullied on national television. From the opening drive, the Chiefs played faster, harder, and smarter. And Baltimore? They looked like they were still in warm-ups. Where's the fire? Where's the edge? Where's the pride? You could see it in the body language, heads down, shoulders slouched, nobody taking charge. That's what fans are sick of. That's why even Lamar supporters are calling him out. He's the franchise quarterback, the face of the team. And when he's sitting quietly on the bench with a towel under his leg, it sends a message. Maybe he's hurt. Maybe it was precautionary. But what fans needed in that moment wasn't silence. They needed leadership. They needed fire. And it's not just Lamar. The rest of the team looked like they were just waiting for the game to end. No urgency, no response, no answers. You can lose games. That's part of the NFL. But you can't lose your identity. And right now, that's what fans are afraid of, that the Ravens are losing who they are. Now let's talk about the coaching. John Harbaugh is a Ravens legend, Super Bowl champion, consistent playoff contender. But what happens when the voice in the locker room gets stale? When players stop responding? When effort drops and focus disappears? That's what fans are starting to see. And that's why the talk about replacing Harbaugh, once unthinkable, is starting to gain momentum. Because this isn't the same Ravens team that used to intimidate people. This team looks passive, unprepared, emotionless. And that's a reflection of coaching. Week after week, they're coming out flat, getting pushed around. And when you've got one of the most talented rosters in the league, that's unacceptable. And then there's the offensive coordinator, Todd Monken. There was so much hope around his arrival. Finally, a new system, more passing concepts, better use of Lamar's arm talent. But through 4 games, this offense looks worse than ever. It's stale. It's predictable. The run game has no rhythm. The passing attack lacks explosiveness. And the offensive line? Completely overmatched. And here's the issue. It's not just bad luck or execution. It's scheme. The game plans are vanilla. The adjustments aren't there. And Monken? He's starting to look like he's in over his head. This is a league that moves fast. If you're not adapting, you're getting exposed. And right now, Monken is getting exposed. That's why fans are calling for changes, and not just minor tweaks. Big changes. A trade. A shakeup. Something that shows this front office still believes in this team. Because make no mistake, there's still time. The Ravens are only 1-3. There are 13 games left, and this division is still wide open. Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Cincinnati, they've all got problems of their own. But none of that matters if the Ravens don't fix themselves first. The players are there. Lamar is still one of the most dynamic quarterbacks in the NFL. Zay Flowers is electric. Derrick Henry can wear defenses down. Roquan Smith is an elite linebacker. Kyle Hamilton is a rising star. The roster is built to compete, but talent means nothing if the mindset isn't right. And that brings us to what might be the most damning moment of all, the post-game silence. After getting manhandled by the Chiefs, the Ravens skipped media availability. They got on the bus and left. No comments, no accountability. And that tells you everything. Because when things go wrong, that's when true leaders step up. That's when they own the failure and show the fan base that they still care. But this time, nothing. No one wanted to talk. No one wanted to answer for what happened. That's not toughness. That's not leadership. That's hiding. And fans noticed. So what now? There are 13 games left to salvage the season. 7 of those are divisional matchups. It's not over, but it's slipping fast. And if they go into the bye week at 2-4, that's when panic turns into disaster. That's when you start asking real questions about the future, about Lamar, about Harbaugh, about the direction of the entire franchise. This team still has a chance, but they have to wake up. They have to fight.